CSGO isn't trying to be realistic, but we can agree that it is trying to be competitive, even in the game modes where it really shouldn't be. So when the character models don't match up with their hitboxes, that's a problem. It can work against that player if a bit of their model sticks out too far and gives their position away, especially if another character model stood in that same spot wouldn't have done. Or it can work in that person's favour, like when somebody shoots at a pouch on their side, or at that shoe on their bum, thus wasting ammunition and inflicting 0 damage. Because that's clothing and not a person. I've seen all sorts of ludicrous arguments defending this sort of thing because it's realistic or whatever. But like I said before, Counter-Strike isn't realistic. Counter-Strike is competitive. You see an enemy and you shoot at them. You don't have time to waste thinking about whether that bit of them that you can see is or isn't going to inflict any damage. It's a game of muscle memory and flick shots. And sure, reward headshots with more damage than a leg shot. But don't have shots that don't inflict any damage at all. I don't know if you've ever joined a custom server without downloading any of the custom models, but it's surprisingly difficult to hit an error message, because it's so much bigger than its hitboxes are. In the old days, we complained a lot more about hit reg, and Valve responded by updating their hitbox models years ago to better represent the shape of their character models. Before that point, they were represented by hitboxes. Now they're more like hit sausages. An excellent, logical change that I think has made the hit reg significantly better. It's just a shame about the character models. I covered the default models back in 2017. I'll link to those videos in case you'd like to see them because they are still relevant, and I made some good points in them. For instance, I argued that it was better to hit a near miss than to miss a near hit. In other words, I want for the hitboxes to be bigger than the character models. But ideally they should both be the same size. So despite improved hitboxes, incongruencies still happen. Several of the default T models skip leg day, and so their hitboxes are about twice the thickness of their legs. The CTs tend to wear baggier trousers and oversized helmets or silly shaped hats, which stick out a lot further than their head hitboxes do. Headshots are so important in this game, they really should try to line up here more than anywhere else. So it surprises me that all of these new custom models for the game try their best to deviate so greatly from their hitboxes. Check out Lieutenant Rex Crikey, also known as Diver Variant C. I can't see a single bit of his body that does line up. His hat is about twice as wide as his head. He's got gear on his back, gear on his front. His legs stick out too far in both directions, and he's got some oversized flippers dangling from his buttocks. When this monstrosity takes you by surprise, you won't be thinking about specifics. You'll see this outline and you'll shoot at it. Just a shame that all of this will miss the target. I'll be honest, when I saw the new scuba diving gear strapped to their fronts, I thought it was a smart move. If you have a model like this professional, you can instantly imagine many situations where their bag will give away their position. But when the gear is strapped to their chest, by the time that's poking out from around the corner, their arms and weapons are already, so it's not such a big deal. Ideally, you don't want stuff to be poking out at all, but protruding from your chest is better than sticking out behind you. But how many times do you catch enemies off guard like this? Every time I run into them, they're facing right at me, and I've already landed at least 3 shots. So as long as stuff doesn't stick out to the sides of these models, then maybe it isn't a big deal. Commander Davida Goggles Fernandez, or as I like to call her, Diver Variant A, has an oxygen tank that sticks out from both the front and the side profile. Nice going, Valve. Really good of you. People can pay £4 for this covert grade skin. I'm not sure if it's pay to win or pay to lose, but it's definitely pay to betray your hitbox outline. Other offenders include the medic, who straps his gear to his back, and this Brazilian soldier, whose celery sticks are just one jump away from ending up all over the ground. But who cares what I think? Nobody complained about the guys with the floppy hats on Dust 2, and we didn't care when the uniformly dressed teams were done away with in Shattered Web. So we're getting what we all deserve with these oddly shaped, flipper-wielding custom characters, and all the added confusion they bring to the table. So I hope you're happy. The game may be competitive, but it seems there's still room for detailed maps, rainbow guns, and the teenage anarchists on Office getting assistance from Rambo. I'll leave this video with one of my inspired suggestions. If CSGO is in need of another game-changing update in the future sometime, then I'd like to see them make all the character hitboxes 25% thicker than they are already. Then I'll be happy for us to wear as many oddly shaped hats as we want.